What's up, everybody? It's Gazelle MCI here. This is my first um live version of Gazelle on his soapbox. It's October 30th, 2021. Um, and I'm doing this live version because I'm thinking there's a lot of information that happens in the music business, and a lot of my people that follow, a lot of my artists and stuff, they don't they don't read a lot of the stuff. A lot of information passes by them, and I'm thinking a live version is probably the best way to get the information out. So, I'm reading from some cue cards. I wrote up some cue cards. I'm trying to do this, get all the information out there that that I can remember. So here we go. Here's how it's gonna go. Last week, the last week, Universal posted half a billion in third quarter profits. Right, that's $500 million they made in just the third quarter. They're on pace to make about 2 billion this year in profits. Sony posted 1 billion in third quarter profits this year. That's a lot of money. They this third quarter they made $1 billion. Spotify sells off some of its shares in DistroKid. Spotify is a minority owner. They made $167 million on that deal. So imagine Spotify was part owner of DistroKid. I didn't know, but now I know. And now you know. Post Malone's manager launches a new label called London Music Group in partnership with Vydia. All right. Vydia is a technology company that provides digital infrastructure for audio and video distribution. Vydia is a company I've used for, to get videos on Vivo and things like that. So, them getting into business with Dre London is, it could be a very interesting partnership. I think the first record is with Mario and Chris Brown. I got to check that. I believe that's their first release. A music creation platform called Splice and SoundCloud join forces to launch a new emerging artist program called Nova. That's interesting. All right. Blackstone. Blackstone is an investment company. Blackstone invests 1 billion with a B in music rights via Mercuris and Hypnosis. Hypnosis Songs Fund. That's a company that I guess you guys should really start looking at and seeing what they're about. I'm gonna read a little bit of their bio and tell you what they do. Hypnosis Song Fund is the first UK investment company offering investors a pure play exposure to musical intellectual property rights. What that means is that they buy catalogs. Right now, they've been running through the music industry buying classic catalogs from people and for big money, millions and millions of dollars. So basically, what that means is that your catalog is worth money. And there are a lot of companies from the Wall Street side now that have jumped into the music business and they're buying music catalogs. They're buying catalogs from classic artists. They're buying catalogs from newer artists. They're buying portions of catalogs. The music business the financial business has realized that there is going to be money in music, and there is money in music, and they're figuring out how to long term turn that money around long term. So they'll give you a couple million because they plan to make billions. KKR Ventures is using using a company called Chord, their company called Chord, and they bought Cobalt Music catalog for over $1 billion. This is another $1 billion acquisition. They bought Cobalt Music's entire catalog, Cobalt Music, and we'll get into them a little later. They bought their catalog for over $1 billion. 300 Entertainment might be up for sale. Asking price about 400 million. If you got 400 million around, you can be the new owner of 300 Entertainment. Did you know that Google was an early investor in 300 Entertainment? I didn't know that. 300 recently started their own independent distribution company called Sparta Distribution. It's an invite-only distribution company, and basically, they're going to invite you to join. If you crank out a hit, they'll upload you to 300 Entertainment. Easy peasy. TuneCore has also opened up their own independent label earlier this year, an urban label called Pivotal Projects. They've got a couple other labels, but Pivotal Projects is the urban label. They did that in the summertime, and they, I'll give you a couple of examples what's going on with them a little later. United Masters is valued at $500 million after raising another $50 million in new funding. They've raised a lot of money over there at United Masters. But you've got to read your contract before signing with them. That's my free legal advice for today. Primary Wave buys Luther Vandross Publishing and Master Recording. Primary Wave is another, I want to call them financial company, and they've got a lot of money to, throw around, and they've been buying stuff. BMG buys the bundles of Tina Turner's rights. BMG, everybody knows BMG. They've started buying rights too, because everybody's out there buying somebody's music catalog or whatever. So they bought Tina Turner's. E1 Music, company I used to work for. E1 Music has changed its name to Monarch Music Group. After Blackstone, we talked about Blackstone earlier, Blackstone controlled entities bought the company. They bought the company from Hasbro. Hasbro bought E1 early this year, and they sold off the music and television end of it to Monarch Music Group, which is now controlled by Blackstone. Blackstone is the the financial company we talked about earlier. They are also buying music rights and stuff. Earlier this year, Sony bought indie distribution company AWAL from Cobalt Music in a deal that cost about $430 million. This was back in May. The United Kingdom is still looking at the deal to make sure it doesn't impact independent artists' ability to enter the marketplace. So the deal is almost done, but people in the UK can say, not so fast. It's a disadvantage for the independent artists out there. Back in August, Tunji Balogun became Def Jam's new chairman and CEO. Congrats to him. Primary Waves bought stake in Prince's estate, encompassing his publishing and master recording income and more. Wow, Primary Wave. Tunji Afunja joined Symphonic Distribution as creative executive. Symphonic Distribution is another distribution company. I believe they're out in Tampa, but they also have offices here in New York. And they are an independent distribution company. And they raised a lot of money for, to help them do what they do. So they're hiring staff, and they're in the urban space. Here's interesting. A new white label B2B solution that allows any music business to add digital distribution to their current offering under their own brand. A company called Distro Direct provides a fully customized and automated distribution platform delivering music to over 100 DSPs globally, including Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Deezer, TikTok, and more. So basically, you can create your own distribution company through them, right? Your own distribution company. You hit all the stores, everything. So you can be the next TuneCore or the next CD Baby or whatever the case is through them, under your own name. It was announced back in June that TuneCore had over 300 artists upstream to their labels as part of their ongoing Signed By program. Artists who release music through TuneCore and are identified as rising stars are eligible for upstream. One artist they signed, Landy, a French artist who began releasing music on TuneCore back in 2017, got upstream 2 years later and released an album which went gold in 8 weeks, 2 months, right? So they're looking for stars, and then they'll upstream you. Once you prove that you're a star and you're making moves and stuff, they'll give you the help you need, move you up, give you the funding, and do what they do. All those that release music through TuneCore, you should also check your contract. Once again, TuneCore, if you present them with a proposal, a business plan of how you would spend your money, if you if you have steady streams and you go in with a business proposal, they will fund your release. Just a tidbit, another free tidbit from Gazelle. Universal has a similar music company distribution company called SpinUp, and they've upstreamed over 80 artists to UMG labels over the last year. DistroKid also has a upstream service. So everybody's got it. What I tell artists all the time, it starts out with, if you can prove that you've got a product, right? And it doesn't have to be big numbers. It has to be consistent numbers. There's upstreams. There's these upstreams, and everybody's out looking for who's the next big star, and it could be you. So that's it. 10 minutes in, that's the first edition of Gazelle on the Soapbox. Peace.